Garage Sales and Garbage, posted August 13th, 2022. Are you a garage sailor? Maybe it should be Garage Sailor, OR, due to the boatload of junk you just scored, effectively undoing the noteworthy progress you made decluttering the other crap you didn't need. As I enter retirement, I've turned some focus toward trying to declutter, minimize, simplify, and eradicate hurry from my life. Don't judge me. I'm only 2 weeks in. Having long been an avid reader, burning through books is nothing new, but a couple of recent selections have been borderline providential, making me wish I could turn back time and do some things differently. In fact, applying even some of the concepts to my life from any of the last 3 or 4 I've read could either elevate my marriage or end it. Here's why. I've done things a certain way for so long that to change now could be too shocking. Personality is formed very young, as are many of our habits and tendencies. While changes can occur over time through significant life events, trauma, or when things happen like finding God, basic personality and behavioral characteristics become evident pretty early and stay pretty consistent. Unfortunately, in my case, once a pack rat, always a pack rat comes to mind here. Pretty sure I got that from my dad. But people are different. The character development between the Focker and Byrne families, particularly Robert De Niro and Dustin Hoffman in Meet the Parents and Meet the Fockers, is a remarkable and hilariously accurate depiction of what I'm talking about. Ultra-conservative Type A ex-CIA agent versus free-loving, free-living, old-school hippie type. Behavior and personality in mind, for me to suddenly clean out my closet and keep only a handful of clothes, outfit a small Honduran village by ridding myself of extraneous shoes, contract a mobile shredding service so we have a 4-bedroom home again, dispose of the notion that a new RV costing more than our first and second homes combined would be better than our cozy 20-year-old paid-for Griswold mobile, or torpedo dreams of someday living on a lake again, or having a cabin up north and a trailer down south might be a bit of a shock to my loved ones. Don't get me wrong. I pride myself on having successfully managed a comfortable, modest, conservatively apportioned life as a public servant on a single income. It wasn't always easy. There were many times we wondered what could have been if both of us had careers outside the home. We ultimately surrendered strong desires to keep up with the Joneses in order to keep a mother at home with her kids. But dang, I want some of that. In fact, I sometimes get a little irritated because I don't have more of the good stuff like many of my friends. I mean, I've worked hard and collected some pretty significant emotional and psychological road rash along the way. Don't I deserve it? The answer is no. I'm not suggesting we shouldn't have nice things, or that people who do should feel bad about it. To each his own. As I write this, I'm riding Amtrak's City of New Orleans back home from an annual board meeting and symposium. I've had time to start a new book, Brant Hansen's Unoffendable. There's so much great stuff about living a better life by dropping anger and letting things go. I'm convinced much of our anger, defensiveness, judgment, self-righteousness, and envy comes down to the feeling of being denied what we think we deserve and taking things personally. It's situations like mentioned above when I must remind myself that what others have, do, did, think, feel, believe, is not about me. I have nothing to prove. Hansen says, when we really believe that, we'll hardly be quick to anger. Compare James 1:19. I would add, or get defensive, judgmental, self-righteous, or jealous. In his book, The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, John Mark Comer wisely points out that being reasonably happy is more than enough. Happiness or contentment isn't the result of circumstances, but disposition. My selfish self needs to hear that. Often. Comer also drops these 2 truth bombs. 1. Dreaming of the perfect life poisons our actual life. 2. Minimalism isn't about living with nothing. It's about living with less. I don't pretend to have it all figured out on an 18-hour train ride 2 weeks into retirement. I've known and lived some of this for a long time, but my recent change in status, emancipation from the tyranny of the urgent, allows me to instead now focus on what's truly important. Combined with a few necessary changes in attitude and I'm ready to get serious about removing things from my life I no longer need, literally and figuratively. I'll start by trying hard to be unoffendable. I'll also work on slowing down more, see my previous article, eliminating excess clothing, shoes, mugs, hats, papers, and other things I don't need, setting limits and specific times to check emails and social media, and removing a whole lot of other things that cause stumbles, doubts, and distractions. Maybe I should stay away from garage sales too. Live in such a way that your unfulfilled desires no longer curb your happiness. John Mark Comer. What are some things you need to get rid of? Get strong, be strong, stay strong.